Welcome to the championship capital of Philippine basketball, the Smart Araneta Coliseum, and Vernon Macklin has certainly brought this brand of electricity through this Ginebra team. And of course, Mark has always been a constant, most consistent performer para sa Ginebra in the tournament. Para sa Meralco, you know, you have Chris Ross having one of his finest seasons as a pro, and Eric Dawson has always been a solid import here in the Commissioner's Cup. This Meralco and Ginebra matchup, it's all about which team will sustain their momentum in the tournament. Magandang gabi po. Welcome to the Big Dome. Miko Alili with Jason Webb. And Jason, you know, these are two teams that are right smack in the middle. When you're in the middle, this is the time that you want to generate a very good winning streak.
Yes, win streaks can create something very beautiful for you, but a losing streak can be really bad for either of these teams. When you look at the team standings, Miko, makikita nga natin, gaya ng binanggit mo, pareho silang nasa gitna. Meralco on one end, trying to keep alive hopes of maybe makaabot pa sila doon sa top 2. Very slim hopes, but you know, they're just 2 games behind the Alaska Aces and 1 game behind in terms of losses doon sa susunod. Now, para sa Barangay Ginebra, this victory very important for them because they want to be able to tie Meralco if they get a victory today, and also try to avoid going down into that bottom 2 kung saan pag matalo sila ngayon, makakasama nila ang Barako Ball.
Now you can see Ginebra dangerously close dun sa bottom 2. Now let's look at yung mga pares. You know, winning combinations for both teams.
Winning combinations so far for these two teams. Start off with a point, end up with a big man. L.A. Tenorio, he's having a very good time enjoying basketball when he is being combined with Vernon Macklin. On the opposing end, para naman dito sa Meralco, Chris Ross and Eric Dawson, they're also playing very well together. Both guys feeding off of each other, and it seems that that's been the magic formula for a lot of teams in this conference. A solid point guard and good production from your big man. And you look at the last 2 games of both these combinations, very good.
T-Mac and what's that other one? Rodao. Okay, let's focus on Mark Kagiwa. People have been talking about Mark's performances, and rightfully so, because of the consistency of Mark throughout this tournament.
And Mark Kagiwa, people tend to forget, he just won an MVP last year. Pero maganito kay Mark Kagiwa, nagpalit ng coach, nagpalit ng bahagya siguro ng sistema, because coaches run things just a little bit differently. But for Mark Kagiwa, he continues to find that magic touch, scoring 23 points a game. And the nice thing about it, complete game, close to 5 rebounds a game and close to 4 assists a game.
Coaching duel, Francis Chua and Ryan Gregorio, and here are your primary protagonists. This game is underway. Meralco in immaculate white, Ginebra in fighting red. Mac Cardona misses his first field goal attempt, and here's Kagiwa 1 against 3. Mark fires and misses. Starting this game for the Bolts, Ross Hodge. Hodge loses his balance. There's a slight nudge from Mark Kagiwa na nakita naman kagad ni referee Jimmy Mariano, so that would be the first personal against Mark. Completing the starting unit for Meralco, J.R. Reyes, Chris Ross, and the import is Eric Dawson.
Okay, looking at the lineups of both teams, you would think para dito sa Meralco, Cliff Hodge might be a problem para sa Barangay Ginebra, especially on the rebounding side. Maybe these outside shots, maybe Ginebra's gonna live with that even if he makes that. But the thing is, yung matchup niya against Ellis, rebounding strength-wise, you gotta think that's gotta go to Cliff Hodge.
For Ginebra, Ellis, Macklin, Mamaril, Kagiwa, and L.A. Tenorio. And here's Mamaril. This is that shot. Rebound, Dawson. Ross, good pass for Dawson. Dawson couldn't finish. That ball will end up with Kagiwa, and he saves it to Mamaril. Ginebra looking for win number 4, and perhaps more importantly, they're trying to stay away from the bottom 2 in the team standings as Kagiwa scores the first basket of the ball game for Ginebra.
And also, Miko, for this team, they're in a good run right now. Nakatalo sila ng dalawang makatanyag na koponan. And right now, they want to continue that win streak. They're finally feeling good about themselves, and they want that to continue.
Here's Dawson. So we're tied at 2 apiece in the early moments of the opening quarter. Here's Kagiwa. Mark against Hodge. Sends it to Ellis. Ellis on the right side. Ellis pulling up, and that's no good. That ball will stay with Meralco. You were mentioning Ginebra beating 2 high-quality teams. Never easy to beat Tokentex and San Coffee in succession. And meantime, here's Cardona. Ooh, blocked by Ellis. Ellis seems to be developing as a stopper for Ginebra.
He's got to play some defense there, because when you look at that lineup, not a lot of guys, especially in that starting unit, that you could say that is going to be a lockdown defender, because you want to save Mark Kagiwa and put him away from the best scorer. So Ellis right now, he ends up with the better scorer. He gets the better of Macmac Cardona, who continues to struggle. Struggled in their last game. Here in this game, unang dalawang tira ni Macmac, dalawang mintis kagad.
Now, while we were showing the replay, Tenorio tried to connect with Macklin in one of their mga team Mac alley-oops as Cardona throws the ball away. How do you defend against that? I'm sure the other teams have watched the Ginebra tapes. Here's LA as Kagiwa misses, but there's a foul. How do you defend against that Tenorio Macklin alley-oop?
No, for one thing, you have to put pressure on the basketball. If you're gonna give LA time, makikita niya kung sino yung libre. You can just look over the guy and see who's free, and then you just put it in the same area code as Macklin. Kadalasan nahahabol ni Macklin yung bola sa ere.
So it's really more a responsibility ng tao ni Macklin as it is yung tao ni LA.
Yeah, but it has to be both. Both.
Okay.
And I will also look at flip it over to Chris Ross. Chris Ross, a lot of teams feel that they have to stay away from him because he's not the best of shooters. But what you also do is you allow him to see what's going on kasi walang pressure sa bola. You can see how far LA Tenorio is from Chris Ross because they don't really feel that his priority is to shoot that outside shot. But at the same time, he can see better angles when passing the basketball.
Now already the second personal against Mark Kagiwa. Hodge. Hodge again. You know, binanggit mo yan, napuna mo kagad that Hodge might be a problem for Ginebra matchup-wise.
Because when you look at the size of Meralco, centro nila import, then they have JR power forward, then they have Hodge at the 3 spot. So it's either Ellis or Kagiwa na babantay sa kanya. So Kagiwa's gonna have his hands full, not when on a one-on-one, but on the help side pag rebound na si Cliff Hodge.
Here's Dawson. Shot clock down to 10 for Meralco. Ross inside JRS. JRS trying to use footwork and use too much footwork. It was called for a traveling violation.
Not really crisp basketball that we're seeing actually for both teams sa simula ng ating laro. Both teams not shooting very well.
Unlike yung Ginebra Tokentex game, first 5 minutes pa lang, both teams are already running fluid offenses. Missed by Mamarin, and Macklin will score. And there's a foul, and Macklin will take a bonus free throw.
Ito mahirap pag humihelp ka off of Macklin because someone is driving. You know that he's just such a big body out there and serious hops as well.
Foul on Mac Cardona. That's a good sign if you're a Ginebra fan. Macklin making his first free throw. So it's a 5-point game para sa Ginebra. We have over 8 minutes remaining in the opening period. Ross. Look at how far LA is. He's like over almost 10 feet away from Ross. And Cardona will miss. J.R. Reyes will miss. LA. Kagiwa. LA. The Macklin. It ends up with Kagiwa, and somebody pushed Kagiwa from behind.
I think the one thing that we've seen different from Barangay Ginebra as Coach Alchua has taken over the reins of this team is that they are more willing to run. Most of the Al Francis Chua teams from the PBL to the days in the PBA, they're teams that like to run because, I've been there, I've been to those practices, and that's what usually the scrimmages are all about.
I totally enjoyed watching yung mga stag teams nyo nung araw. With Bal David and you.
Thank you.
Pinagkakatab na yan naman sa'yo, katabi kita eh. How many championships did you guys win? That was like a string of several championships.
3 championships and 6 straight finals for me before I moved over.
Oh, Ron! Hodge! Excellent flight. Not the best fit. Missed again. And Ginebra will run, and Hodge is down, and Mamaril looks like he was responsible for Hodge falling down, and we see the hand signal for the flagrant foul. Bitawan ni Hodge, and then in this loose ball sequence, Hodge will miss it. Ooh. It's just a basic shoulder tackle from linebacker Billy Mamarin. So it's just a foul against Billy Mamarin.
But like we said, how Hodge is going to impact this game with his rebounding. Already 2 offensive, we've got 3 offensive rebounds already for him.
Under 8 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Santi Salvacion is now part of this game.
You gotta guard that guy. I was looking at the stats and I thought the stats were lying, Nico.
It's not a typo. It's not a typo yung percentage.
Yes, he is shooting 63% from the 3-point line.
We'll be back. Right before the game, nilapitan tayo ni Mac Cardona and he said, 0 points, Brad. He's just reminding himself and anyone who's willing to listen that he was scoreless in their last game, and that does not happen often kay Mac Cardona.
I think he said that it was, only the first time that that's happened to him? Well, we'll check with Erica.
Okay, Erica, anong balita kay Mac?
Minalas daw talaga si Mac Cardona nung huling laro nila sa Inares. Feeling daw niya talaga may sumpa ang court na yon dahil never pa daw silang nananalo sa venue na yon. In fact, 0-7 na sila doon at extra special pa ang malas na yan dahil it's his first time na maka-0 sa kanyang career nung huling game. But looking at things positively, happy siya because everybody always steps up kapag nanlalamig daw siya at ang hindi niya magandang performance creates confusion kung magiging threat ba siya or hindi on a particular game. Dinagdag pa niya that he wants na one time manalo sila with him not doing so well para lalong mas maging unpredictable ang peg ng Meralco. Balik sa inyo.
Alright, it's first time scoreless in his career.
Wow. And also,
paramihan na lang na scoreless kami ni Mac Cardona. Kaya ko siya.
By the way, whoever Brian is, hello. At saka nung fan kanina naka-iPad pa yung sign niya for Brian, whoever you are. Second personal laban kay Chris Ellis.
It's not been a better day para kay Mac Cardona because he is still scoreless in this game so far. 0 out of 3, and as a whole, Meralco, what a struggle from the field. 13 attempts, only 1 made.
Now 2 misses para kay Sunday Salvacion. Rudy Hatfield now in the ball game for Ginebra. Here's LA. Sends it to Kagiwa and out of Macklin. It's import against import. Eyeball to eyeball. And sends it outside. Kagiwa, top of the key.
Mark Kagiwa is the top scorer of Barangay Ginebra. Hindi yung import because he's the one that he makes himself available. Miski nandun yung bola dun sa ilalim sa import.
Wow, Dawson with a miss. Well, Meralco having problems locating the rim. Macklin was not looking at LA, and that will be last touch on Vernon Macklin.
One of the problems para dito sa Meralco, they're actually one of the worst in terms of 2-point field goals. other than their three-point shooting, which is one of the better ones in the league, when you look at their inside the three-point shot scores, nahirap sila.
You know, that really magnifies the shooting struggles, the scoring struggles of Meralco. Point blank, outside, right side, left side. They can't hit anything as of the moment.
You're in no man's land when you're a point guard and then you've killed your dribble and you're in the paint. You're actually lucky na babalik pa yung bola sa'yo.
I mean, no amount of fakes can help you there.
Hindi naman tatalon yan.
I should know.
You know what's even worse? Kung tumalon man, pag lumanding, masusupalpal ka pa rin dahil natangkad eh.
7-point ball game para sa Ginebra as we near the halfway mark of the opening quarter. Wow, Meralco 1 out of 16 from the field. Meantime, here's Macklin. There's that jump hook. He gets the bounce. It's now 12-3 in favor of Ginebra.
And actually, at the start of that, Dawson doing a good job of shading right, pero still able to get to the spot with Vernon Macklin with his right hand.
So we've crossed the halfway mark of the opening quarter. Ross trying to post up LA. Here's Ron J. Buenafe with a fake. Babalik kay Ross. Over to Hodge. Touch pass to Dawson. And that's when we normally say overpassing.
And it's because maalala mo na may sinupalpal lang si Vernon Macklin. And in your head as a player, you see him down there in the middle, you know that he might reach your shot.
Macklin. Not that time, and Dawson clears the rebound. Artadi. Ron J. for three. Meralco in dire need of a field goal in the opening quarter. LA. Very tight handoff for Ellis.
You know what, para sa Meralco, that's something that maybe they have to do right now. Half-court offense, non-existent. Maybe they can get some of their offense from the fast break. One of the better fast break teams in the league thus far.
So Rene Lugnatan also joins the story tonight. Sama si Ron J, Artadi, Sunday, and Dawson. Shot clock down to 10. Dawson misses, and that's an offensive foul.
What a job on the part of L.A. Tenorio to give up your body to a guy that is, at least 3/4 your weight, 1.75 times your weight.
That takes guts. And maybe just a little bit of foolishness. No? But nevertheless, Meralco's offensive struggles continue here in the opening quarter.
They got to get something from Dawson from that half court. It has to start from him para malibre yung dalawang shooter nila sa labas.
Here's Artadi. Hugnatan. Veteran matchup here. Reynel against Rudy. Second personal against Rudy Hatfield.
Rudy saying that he's putting his forearm. The one thing that he was doing a little bit more of was kahit nandun yung forearm niya, tinutulak niya kasi palabas. That's why the referees were forced to make that call.
Now cheers welcoming JJ Helterbrand into the ball game. At upo muna sa bench si Chris Ellis. And eyes back on Reynolds Francis Hugnatan. That's hard when you're missing your field goals and you're also missing free throws.
Saan ka pa kukuha ng puntos? Well, one thing that you can hope to achieve right now, lock it down defensively if you're Meralco and get some steals para makatakbo.
There's a steal by Artadi. Artadi going all the way. No! It's been that kind of opening quarter for the Bolts. Here's LA. LA on the move. Over to Mark. Back to LA. And here's Helterbrand for three.
Kung ano yung hirap score ng Meralco, yun naman ang binigay na buenas doon sa tira na yun ni JJ Helterbrand. He's been out for a while. Good start for him.
Loose ball. It ends up with Dawson. Shot clock continues to run. Missed by Artadi, and there's a loose ball foul against Meralco, and their shooting woes continue.
It's just not going to work right now. But as we see JJ Helterbrand right here, this is out, still out. Okay, I'll just go in.
So it's 15-4. Ginebra in command in the opening period. Here's Macklin. Macklin drops step off the glass. That's good.
I have to call another timeout. Is Meralco. This game getting out of hand early here in the first quarter. See Vernon Macklin able to spin back to his left side. Usually, that should go your way if you're the defender. Pero ang lapit niya na kasi. Tutok na masyado yung tira.
So it's 17-4. Ginebra in control, in complete control of the opening period. Mapaparoon na din ang PBA sa pinakabagong channel sa Pay TV Hyper. Please check with your local cable operators for availability. Why are they wearing, what are those? Hockey masks? May taga, London ba yan? Taga London? Or London? Let's see. Good news has arrived. Yeah, it's worth living. Ginebra is winning. At least mas positive yung yung message poster niya. Yung isa neg.
GB to GB.
GB. 3:18 remaining in the first, and finally another field goal for Meralco.
That's what we were saying. Dawson has to be inside because they lose that advantage of having both Sunday and Buenafed there if he's going to be outside.
3 minutes to go in the opening period. Ginebra still on top here, 17-6. LA being hounded by Artadi. Here's LA, handoff, Hatfield. Macklin trying to go for a putback slam. Instead, it ends up with Sunday. Here's Artadi. Pugnatan. Sunday for 3. Wow, 3 misses for Salvacion.
I think that was a typo. That's 67%.
You know, because during Meralco's last game, he was at 71% from 3-point area. Well, from Vernon Macklin, usually it's all about power. Power, highlights, slam dunks, alley-oops, impact plays for Ginebra's import.
You know, when you look at the numbers, hindi naman kalayuan dun sa mga numero ng ibang mga import that have come this year, this conference. But the thing is, he said it, most of his points, impact points, mga points na nakakagising ng kanyang mga teammates.
You know, it's not that he's parang dominating. No, you can't say he's dominating, but natatandaan mo, tumatatak yung mga ginagawa niyang tama during Ginebra's victories. Except for, tumatatak din yung mga misses sa free throw line.
But he has more of that positive vibe. When he goes to the free throw line, people aren't cringing the way they were cringing when Froman was there.
Ito para, I can imagine Ginebra fans, ano ba naman, briningan mo pa si Froman? Pinabaon na nga sa limot eh. But I get what you mean as Ronjay fires and misses. You know, when Macklin takes a free throw, it's not like alam mo nang mintis.
Yes.
Ay, alam mo na rin eh. Sabi mo!
Mas positibo lang
okay.
kay Broman.
That's a positive shot for LA. What a one-sided opening quarter here. Ginebra already with 20. Meralco with only 6 points so far. Chatan. We have under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. And Macklin's, Dawson spins and scores, and he has 5 of Meralco's 8 points.
And the success of Dawson has been inside. You have to test the defense of Vernon Macklin.
Shot clock reads 13. Macklin throws it up, air ball. Here's Ross. Helterbrand, Bagiwa, Macklin!
Doesn't it remind you of a time in which Ginebra had a bad start and then may dumating na import?
Yep.
Remember, doesn't this seem like a time when Chris Alexander came along? Ginebra was in a deep funk and then binuhayan sila dahil may import na sumasabay sa kanila.
Under a minute remaining in the opening quarter, and Ginebra can add to this lead. Here's Hatfield. Hatfield attacks. Kick out. Macklin locates Helterbrand. Shot clock reads 7. JJ will miss. Ross, and now Cardona. Time winding down in the opening quarter. Here's Dawson. And handoff para kay Raynel, and Reynolds spins and scores.
People laughing a bit dun sa pagbagsak. May Rudy Hatfield with full tumbling pa pagkatapos.
3 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Here's Rudy. JJ at the buzzer. No. Nevertheless, a solid opening quarter for Ginebra. They're on top by 12, 20-10. JJ hit a 3 earlier when he entered the game, and Ginebra is in command. That 3-point shot by JJ Helterbrand. Even LA Tenorio's outside shot is on point in the opening period. And Ginebra's running game in high gear. And that's why Ginebra is on top 22-10 sa pagtatapos ng opening quarter. Second quarter coming right up. We're about to start the second quarter live from the Big Dome. It is Ginebra against Meralco. Ginebra at 3 wins and 5 losses. Meralco is at 4 wins and 4 losses. Thank you for tuning in. Nico Alili with Jason Webb and Miss Erica Padilla. And Ginebra opens the second quarter with a 12-point advantage. LA. Kirby Raimundo now part of the ball game. Receives that pass. Shot clock down to 5. And rebound para kay Hugnata.
Maybe an opportunity here para sa Meralco to get their offense going. No BMAC in the middle. This gives them an opportunity to actually drive to the basket because there's no dominant shot blocker para sa Ginebra.
Okay, Kirby was caught dancing to the wrong song. Reynel has always been a solid defender at the post anyway. Of course, the primary objective of Meralco is to get their offense going, especially the locals. They were so quiet in that opening quarter.
The locals wise, kanina, only 2 field goals between Hugnatan and Hodge. The rest, wala talagang nakuha. Ang Meralco and Coach Ryan, now he's hoping maybe Buena Fe or Macmac to get going.
There's Cardona, sends it to Raynel, and Hugnatan will take 2. Raynel has been a positive influence ever since he entered the ball game. Second personal against Kirby Raimundo.
Nice thing about Raynel Hugnatan, never been afraid of the moment. Comes in there and he always seems to feel as though that he can take the guy na bumabantay sa kanya.
Eric Dawson and Sunday Salvacion resting on the bench. Raynel, not afraid of the moment, not afraid of contact, not afraid to give contact. He's always been a tough competitor. Tsaka kompleto, veteran, PBA experience, championship experience when he was with Alaska.
Got it all. Wasn't able to stay in the league for so long. Despite coming into the league, people maybe thinking he's undersized.
Mac Barakael joins the fray and scores that basket. Hodge with a drive. Offensive foul on Cliff Hodge.
Second time around that LA Tenorio willing to give up his body, and 2 times nakakuha siya ng offensive foul, saving points for his team.
Ginebra seems to like this matchup between Barakael and Cardona.
Might not like it anymore.
Here's Ross. Handoff, Hodge.
LA's actually doing a good job of keeping Ross right in front of him. And after that, helping pag wala na yung bola kay Chris Ross.
Is LA pull-up three. In and out. Kirby saves the ball, but to the wrong man, and it ends up with Cliff Hodge.
Right now, Meralco looking for some sanity dun sa opensa nila.
Very intense matchup between Ugnatan and Kirby Raimundo. And it's so intense, tinawagan sila ng double foul. And that will be number 3 on Kirby.
That's Kirby, kakapasok lang nung end ng first quarter.
Yeah. Macklin is sent back in the ball game. Same with Eric Dawson, so both imports are back. And some new faces as well. Rob Labagala is in for Ginebra. Vic Manuel is in for Meralco. Swipe by Labagala, and that will be a foul.
Lots of fouls on part of Barangay Ginebra to start off this quarter.
Manuel.
So far, that's the only thing that's worked para dito sa Meralco. Mga tira sa loob. Yung kay Ugnatan sa loob, kay Dawson sa loob, and now Vic Manuel as well.
Here's Kagiwa, hounded by Cardona. And Kagiwa will score.
It's a supreme confidence.
He's always had supreme confidence.
From one end of the court to the other, played that entire half of his court, and just working on offense.
This by Manuel, rebound, Kirby. Barakael, Kagiwa wants that ball against Ross. This by Kagiwa, rebound para kay Vic Manuel. Lamang pa rin ang Ginebra, 26-13. Over 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Little Robbie Labagala on the move. Basket won't count. Magan yung foul ni Chris Ross. Preemptive foul. And pangalawa yan, laban kay Ross.
Chris Ross having one of his better games, struggling in terms of setting up his team, tapos natatapon niya pa yung bola sa ating already 2 turnovers on his part, and those were the turnovers that he's had, not pretty ones.
Here's Barakael for 3. Oh. 2 air balls para kay Barakael.
I guess you could say overcorrected that first one.
Oh, that second one was layo. It was way off. Nevertheless, labang pa rin ang Ginebra, 26-13 as we hit the 8-minute mark of the second period. Import against import.
Let's just say one thing. After 14 minutes of this game, this is not actually one of those games that you're going to keep in your DVD. At least the first 14 minutes so far.
Siguro tayo ito eh. Pero pretty sure si Coach Ryan, tatago niya to kasi pang film viewing to eh. This by Labagala, and that ball ends up with Vic Manuel.
Yeah, one thing that may be causing this, the way both teams are not playing really at the optimum level. The first game went into overtime. Sometimes as a player, ready ka nang lumabas, tapos napigil. Takes you a while to get things going.
Especially when you're already outside and then you have to go back inside the dugout.
Sisigawan na kayo, you're pumping, everyone's getting pumped up, and all of a sudden, we hear, overtime! And you're like, what am I gonna do now?
That's because your first game kanina between Petron and Tokidex went into overtime, and Tokidex winning that in overtime. Here's Roger Buenafe. Meralco down by just 10. The way Meralco has played, this could have been so much worse.
Very lucky to be only down by 10. Barangay Ginebra actually having a second quarter that is very far from what we saw in the first.
Willie Wilson getting a rare appearance para sa Ginebra. 6.5 to go in the second period. Wilson, Lapagala. Macklin wants it against Boston. Macklin has had success at the post tonight. Tries again. This time sends it to Wilson. And little Robbie connects.
Lapagala, one of those players that actually seems to get free in the corners quite often. He makes a lot of shots from that short corner.
Now Lapagala guarding Ronce Buenafe. And here's Robbie. Robbie on the move. Little Robbie all the way down. And blocked by Vic Manuel. And Vic Manuel, obviously, he's not a Robbie believer. 28-16, lamang pa rin ang Ginebra. A very ambitious move. Lapagala. We'll be back in a moment. For more details, call 470-2768 up to 70. I have a proposal.
Okay.
You know, ba't di natin padala ng application form? You know, yung mga ex-PBA players tulad nila Wilmer o Jay Mendoza.
I've always believed that you see that play. I've always believed that the best referees, and I've heard this from Coach Jong Michico, and I'm a believer of what he said. The best referees have to be former players. Kasi a former player, they actually know what a foul is. Because kung pipito ka lang, you actually really don't know what really affects a player's shot.
I like the explanation. No, it's well thought out. Pero hangarin ko lang Wilmer Ong, yun lang. Jay Mendoza. Palagi kong mababawasan yung mga magre-reklamo.
Hindi mo na kailangan gawin. Pasuot mo lang sila ng yellow shirt. Yung yellow shirt natin.
I mean, look, tell me, if Wilmer Ong is a referee, I mean, who in his right mind will complain and would scream in his face? Tell me.
I think that the main problem is, I don't know if Wilmer Ong can run the entire 48 minutes. Kasi Wilmer, naging teammate ko yan.
Kaya lakas ang loob ko, ha? Let's go to Erica.
Everybody is entitled to a bad day, but not your superstars. Yan ang sabi ni Coach Ryan. And with a 4-4 standing, it's the best time to self-correct. And most of it they can address because it's attributable to their own doing, particularly on their shooting. That's why practices have been focused on getting the guards and shooters in sync. And that's Chris, Eric, Sunday, Mac, and Ronjay. Because when they're doing good, they really are hot. So at this point, they just need to get back to winning to maintain being on the safe zone of the standing.
Maraming salamat, Erica. Meantime, Boston blocking that shot by Kagiwa.
Yeah, I like the idea of Coach Ryan here. You go to the zone because, as we see, Lapagala, because missing the corner there was Mac Cardona, did not go down. But you go to the zone because when you look at Barangay Ginebra and you look at stats, Barangay Ginebra has struggled from the three-point line this conference.
Under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Lamang pa rin ng Ginebra, 32-16. Cardona on the move. Nowhere to go. Good double team on Macmac.
So many turnovers on the part of Meralco.
Here's Ellis. Back to Lapagala. Back to Ellis. And now Macklin has the ball. And back to Ellis for three. Yes, sir!
They go to that zone, speaking of Meralco, because they feel there's not enough shooters. Ellis is shooting about 20% from three-point range. But then, when you're this free, and the rotation is just so late, it makes it easier to make that outside shot.
Teka, di ba Meralco yan? May iwanag ang buhay.
That's unfair.
Pinagsama. Ginebra ang super sikat at inspirasyon ng sambayanan. GSIS. Ginebra never stops, ha? Basketball lang, ha? Wag yung inuman.
Kaya ko nakita ganyan, Ginebra never stops.
Dapat drink. Moderate din lang. Alright, here's Cardona. Cardona, nowhere to go. Humbatan. Back to Cardona. Shot clock down to 9. Meralco trailing big here in the second period. Here's Ross. Ross for three.
He's got to make this shot because in essence, Meralco is playing 4-on-5 on offense because Rob Lapagala is just in the middle of the paint.
Ellis. Shot clock down to 10. Ginebra still on top, 35-16. Little Robbie with the ball. Little Robbie on the move.
Alam mo, Migo, everyone's just so aware of Vernon Macklin and the idea that someone's gonna throw a lob na konting kindat mo lang sa direksyon ni Vernon Macklin. Eh, lahat ng depensa sumasabay na. You look at Rob Labagala here. He makes a move and he just looks at Vernon Macklin right there. And everyone stops. You've got an open lane.
Literally yun, isang kindat na. I'm sure the Rob believers all over the globe are ecstatic over the performance by Robert Labagala. Keith Jensen will enter the game for Ginebra as Ellis sits down as we send you back to Erica Padilla.
Makikita na meron ng sense of panic ang huling huddle, pati ang mga players nagsasabi na kay Coach Ryan kung ano ang gagawin nila at kung sino ang gusto nilang bantayan. Balik sa inyo.
We're still in the first half. Meralco is still with an entire half to try and overhaul this big Ginebra lead.
But the thing is, 16 points in
one half. Only had 10 points in the first period, so only scored 6 in this quarter. Labagala, the Keith Jensen. Somehow that ball will stay with Ginebra, but they only have 1 second on the shot clock. So bola ng Meralco, and here's Ross over to Hodge, and Hodge attacks and scores.
Fine, that's a good-looking fast break para sa Meralco because everyone willing to run.
Dalawan pa rin ng Ginebra here in the second quarter. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Iwa gets the ball from Macklin. Babalik kay Macklin. Wow, triple team on Vernon Macklin. Good defensive stop for the Bolts. Here's Ross. Ross all the way.
Last 2 baskets para dito sa Meralco. Tumatakbo sila and they're getting it there. So far, half-court offense, napakahirap. Just getting something on the run right now.
So back-to-back hits by Meralco will cut down Ginebra's lead to 17 points. 2:21 remaining dito sa second quarter. Ginebra looking for win number 4 in the tournament. Samantalang Meralco looking for win number 5. Special thanks to our radio partners, 90.7 Love Radio, 101.1 SFM, 96.3 Easy Rock, and DZSR 918 Sports Radio, where you will hear the voices of Benji Santiago and Mr. Al Mendoza. Saan ba? Tagal London ba sila?
Binabasa ko nga yan, pero masama yung mata ko. Parang nasa salamin mo.
2:20 remaining in the second period. Tenorio, Wilson, Kagiwa, Jensen, and Macklin. Here's Kagiwa for 3. Here's Sunday. They left him open, and he makes them pay.
I think when you say Sunday salvation, you can almost say parang free throw lang yan because his percentage from the 3-point line beats a lot of players when it comes from when you compare to their free throw percentage.
Here's LA for 3. That will be a loose ball foul against Keith Jensen.
Players of Ginebra masquerading as football players today. Keith Jensen with a flying tackle as well.
Nauna kasi si Billy Mams na una. Well, Ginebra's in the penalty, and Cliff Hodge is our visitor on the free throw line. I really like itong grade 4 kupit ni Hodge.
Tapos naka-braces.
Oh, perfect. Lunchbox na lang tsaka backpack ang kulang. So 1:34. That's the time remaining in the second quarter. Ginebra still on top by 12. This was once a 21-point lead. Good run by Meralco towards the end of the second quarter.
Quiet run because it doesn't seem like ramdam na ramdam mo. But, they get on the fast break. You had a couple of free throws.
Foul by Cardona. That will send Rudy Hatfield to the free throw line. Second personal laban kay Mac. That will be the third team foul against Meralco.
Sure.
Rudy lucky na sumabit pa ng konti sa rim.
So many players today. And on that Barangay Ginebra side, missing shots badly.
Truly, if you're Meralco, you're happy. You're down by just 13 points.
Not bad to.
Here's Dawson. And he connects. Yeah, this is just an 11-point game.
And considering how bad Meralco has played, they turned things around.
And that's a block by Dawson. And here's Rudy. So, new shot clock for Ginebra. Under a minute remaining in the second quarter. Macklin, Tenorio, Team Mac.
Doesn't seem like he makes quiet shots. All the shots are loud. Parang yan, tahimik lang, diba?
You know what? Meralco's doing an excellent job. Just keeping it close, keeping it within shouting distance. They're down by just 11 points. Time winding down in the second quarter. Here's LA, finds Kagiwa. Kagiwa on the move. Here's LA to Rudy. Rudy fires, scores! So Meralco can write the last sentence of the second chapter. 6 seconds remaining here. 4 seconds to go. Ross has the ball. Ross makes a move. Ross, step back, no go. And that ends the first half. Lamang ang Ginebra, 42-29. Ginebra leading by as many as 21 points in the first half. Meralco hanging around, keeping it close. So at the half, it's Ginebra on top, 42-29. Active setter, Richard. Captain Marbel, 42-29 against Meralco. We are at the half in this matchup in our ongoing coverage of the PBA Commissioner's Cup. Nico Alili with Jason Webb, and we kept harping on the fact that Meralco kept it close, but Ginebra played excellent in the opening quarter.
Yes, they came out and they came out prepared. They were able to get a lot of baskets in that first quarter. A combination of their three main guys really started out very well para dito sa Barangay Ginebra.
We go back to the opening quarter. Mark Kagiwa still hot. Last two games, it's been excellent. He's still hot entering this game. And there's that ball movement for Ginebra, and their outside shots were falling in that opening quarter.
And especially that three-point shot, the shot that they've struggled with this conference so far. But when you start hitting from the outside, things become easier, especially if you get some points coming out of turnovers.
This is what fans want to see. Macklin dunks.
First quarter, Miko Vernon Macklin 9, Dawson with half of the points of Meralco, and most of the points of Ginebra coming from that fast break.
And then we segue to the second period, and in that second quarter, Meralco using a late run. You see, with 3 minutes to go, they went on fast breaks and they hit successive baskets to allow them to stay in this game.
Main story of that second quarter, Miko, the 21-point lead by Ginebra and a 13-5 run by Meralco to end that quarter.
Well, welcome to the third quarter. Meralco gets a field goal to get us started here in the second half. Ginebra starts the third period with Kagiwa, L.A., Macklin, Rudy, and Ellis. For Meralco, they have Hodge, Cardona, Ross, Sunday, and Eric Dawson.
If you're Barangay Ginebra right now, there has to be some concern because it almost feels like maybe your team turned things off when it was so easy kung nagsimula yung laro na to. You look at both teams right now, Meralco is the team that is more into this game at the moment.
So a more energetic and a more productive start for Meralco here in the third period.
Right now, it's a 4-0 run, chance to make it 5-0. And you even push that back dun sa huling 3 minuto, 4 na minuto ng second quarter, when we actually saw that Ginebra lost the edge that they had in that first 17 minutes or so of this game.
That's so true. You look at Ginebra now, as Ellis fires and misses, and they're certainly missing, as you mentioned, edge, a sort of sharpness that they had in the opening quarter.
Minsan mahirap rin yung simula pa lang nakakuha ka ng malaking kalamangan. You think that it's going to be so easy, and then when your opponent tightens up defensively, you almost lose that ability to flip the switch over again.
And that's another Ginebra turnover. Here's Ross. And the Bolts are on the move. Ross all the way, missed it. Rebound, Hatfield. And Ross is down. Meantime, here's Ellis to Kagiwa. And Kagiwa will score, and Ross is down on the other end, and they'll stop play here.
How big was that miss? Because that miss was, I would call a timeout make if they made it. But right now, what happened was nagminti sila, nakalayap sa kabilang Barangay Ginebra, and all of a sudden, Barangay Ginebra feels better about themselves right away.
Well, Ross is obviously in pain. Not sure what happened to him after he missed the layup. The nearest Ginebra player was Rudy Hatfield,
who got the rebound.
Well, Meralco players are waiting for the replay on the big screen, trying to figure out what happened to their teammate who's still on the floor.
They just have been winded. Pero binubuhat siya eh.
Okay, he cannot seem to put weight on his right foot. Or maybe he's just baka tinamaan sa solar plexus or something. Anyway, Erica will get the pertinent information on Ross's condition. Meantime, Chris Timberlake makes his first appearance, replacing Chris Ross at the point guard spot.
Here's the problem para sa Meralco sa araw na to, that point guard spot. Remember, they even tried to play without a point guard because of the early struggles.
Meralco's not struggling anymore dito sa start of the third quarter.
Dawson with already 7 points sa simula ng ating second half.
That basket won't count para kay Ellis. There's a foul on Cardona on display. That'll be the third against Mac.
Seems that, Ginebra, or rather Meralco, is digging themselves holes right now because kanina chance for to cut into the lead to make it 6. They blow a layup, they give a layup on the other end. Ito kakashoot lang nila, they give up a 3-point play opportunity.
So check that, they actually gave continuation kay Chris Ellis earlier. Meantime, here's LA looking at Rudy. Rudy will score. 5 points for Rudy Hatfield off the bench. We are still in the early moments of the third quarter. Mac trying to recover from a scoreless game in Meralco's last assignment. Hodge attacks. Rebound Macklin to Ellis. Kagiwa telling Chris Ellis, slow down. Here's LA. Kagiwa. Rudy, and back-to-back baskets for Rudy Hatfield.
Dawson's not going down defensively. That's where the problem is para sa Meralco. Did not even reach the 3-point line, and Rudy Hatfield doing the right thing, outworking the imports.
Well, this Meralco team is trying to overcome this big Ginebra lead. They did a good job towards the end of the second half. Even at the start of the third, they had that very good energy coming off the dugout. Needless to say, some of the biggest Ginebra cheerleaders behind the Ginebra bench.
Bakit? Sino cheer nila?
Anong play?
Sino doon?
Ay, may Kagiwa. Okay, meantime, here's Ross and Hodge with nowhere to go. Shot clock down to 5. Ross pulling up. Backs out by Mark. Oh, but a loose ball picked up by Cliff Hodge.
Good energy and good job on the part of Mac Cardona. Did not give up. Natapik na yung bola and goes to his teammate.
So 8.5 remaining in the third quarter. Ginebra still on top by 12 and LA pulling up short. Ross looking at Sunday. Back pass, back. And he gets it off the glass.
A timeout on the part of Meralco. They get a timeout. 4-point swing right away for them off of that timeout.
Here's Macklin. Good swipe by Dawson. This is just a 10-point game. Ross. To Cardona. Swipe by Ellis. Ellis is all alone with the layup. Ito naman si Ellis, bumuelo na ako eh.
Bumili na ng ticket yung mga tao eh.
2 points is 2 points.
Yeah, it seemed like he lost it on his way up. Dumulas yung bola sa kamay niya.
Almost a swipe by LA. And that bounce pass, swipe by Rudy Hatfield. Active hands for Ginebra. Here's Kagiwa. Kagiwa against Sunday, and Kagiwa will score.
Ginebra finding just enough offense pag humahabol itong Meralco.
Hodge with a rebound, and he is fouled.
Rudy, meet yourself 8 years ago.
Alam mo yung Blake Griffin commercial sa US? yung nagta-time travel siya. May meet niya yung Blake Griffin from 1999.
Yun na yan.
Yan yun. I mean, how accurate is it to say that Cliff Hodge was Rudy Hatfield, what, 8, 9 years ago?
I think, yeah, Rudy Hatfield, but the one thing that's different, I think heart-wise, halos pareho. Only difference, I think Rudy is much stronger, has always been a strong player. But on the flip side, Hodge is the better athlete.
Yeah, because Rudy was never a dunker.
But he was strong. Walang diferensya kung binabantayan niya. 6'3 hanggang 6'8.
Kumbaga sa wrestling, si Cliff Hodge yung lumilipad sa
high flyer.
Yung lumilipad doon sa turnbuckle. Si Rudy, ground and pound talaga. Ground moves lang. Now here's Willie. Pasa kay LA. About to shoot for Ginebra. They're still on top by 12 points. Ellis on the right side. Ellis sends it back to LA. And that 3-point shot won't count.
These are things that Chris Ellis will learn as he has more years in the PBA. Pag nakikita niya yung bantay na nandun sa ilalim, don't jump into the air because they're just going to go under you and draw that charge. Got to be a little bit more under control in that half-court set.
Wild shot by Dawson. Good tap by Hodge. Here's Ron J. Buenafe. Shot clock winding down for Meralco. The Landingham is now part of this game. And a high looper goes in para kay Hodge.
Again, ito unti-unti na naman. Meralco trying to make a game of it. But so far, every time that Meralco has pushed it about 8 or 10, nakakahanap ng solusyon ng Ginebra.
12 points tonight for Clifford Hodge as we near the halfway mark of the third. Oh, LA with an open lane. Macklin missing the putback. Here's Ross. So Dawson, and Dawson will score.
So another guy that's being more comfortable right now, Chris Ross. He's running the point, he's running, and he's selecting the right guys on the break. Right there, choosing the best mismatch on the fast break. Gets another 3-point play opportunity for his import.
Ross with 8 assists so far.
That's 8 assists out of the total of 46 points. Ang dami niyan.
Meralco's threatening here with a miss by Kagiwa. And here's Ron J. Buenafe. Ron J. missed it. Kagiwa gets the basketball. Kagiwa on the move. Kagiwa all the way for a putback slam by
Vernon Macklin.
Here's Valandingham for 3.
And again, Migo, Ginebra finding the solution pag kailangan na.
10-point game as we near the 5-minute mark of the third. This Meralco team refuses to fade away here in the second half. LA. Where's he going? Sends it to Ellis. Ellis.
Tired players in that Meralco side. You see Cliff Hodge not even chasing Ellis. But look at Vernon Macklin.
10 seconds on the shot clock. 10 seconds to shoot.
Another loud 2 points.
Bawal sa kanya yung wala sisigaw when he scores. And meantime, there's a region against Eric Dawson. That will be number 3 on the Meralco import.
Alright, that's number 35, Eric Dawson. That's his third. Second team for the Meralco.
I think for Macklin, it's not so much a personal preference as it is his style of play.
Yes.
You know?
And it's obvious that those are the things that he was able to get away with in high school and college. That's why the rest of his game is not as polished.
Sugnatan, 4.5 remaining in the third period. Meralco down by 10, and Dawson will score.
He's come alive. 9 points lamang si Dawson in the first half, but since then, he's put in 11 in this quarter, and we're not even done yet.
He has a total of 20 points tonight to lead the way for the Bolts. This is just an 8-point game. Kagiwa saw an opening, missed it. Willie Wilson with the rebound. Here's Macklin, and that will be an offensive foul. It's a turnover against Ginebra.
Eric Dawson, not a guy na sabihin natin can jump out of the gym. Pero kita mo, marunong magpasa ng sitwasyon. Just gets his body in the right spot. Draws a charge. Good call.
You said it earlier. Maraming facets din sa game ni Vernon Macklin.
Kailangan pa ng polishing.
Needs improvement. Certainly, post-up move is one of them. Meantime, here's Dawson. Dawson fires. He's hot. Missed that time.
Meralco hindi makalagpas dun sa 8-point na kalamangan ng Barangay Ginebra, and they seem to just lose that edge pag muabot na sila sa 8 points, or you can say Ginebra nahahanap yung kailangan puntos.
Nahanap ni Mark Kagiwa a clear path to the basket. Mark with 15 points tonight. It's back to a 10-point Ginebra lead. And Dawson scoots in. Somebody reached in. 2 free throws for Eric Dawson. Foul is against J.J. Hildebrand.
Look at this, just a missed play defensively. Gotta think that's Dawson once again. You gotta show a little bit harder, or at least make Mark Kagiwa to commit to either pull up for a jump shot or make him turn wide para hindi naman diretso sa basket yung galaw niya.
Once again, it's that 8-point barrier that separates both teams. Ginebra on top, 58-50. Timeout muna tayo. We'll be back in a moment.
Kasama po natin ngayon si Andre, isang Ginebra fan na kakagraduate lang ng elementary last week, at ang hiningi lang niyang graduation gift ay makakuha ng ticket para mapanood live ang laban ng Ginebra. Hello!
Hi, Andre. What's that?
Oh my God. Look at this. You did this? Huh? Wow. Message ko for Andre is, to stay in school. Papasalamat ako na he's supporting our team, Ginebra, at saka sa, hindi lang Ginebra, pati yung PBA. I want to thank him, and he stay in school.
It's always nice to see young fans meeting their PBA idol. There's Andre. This is his graduation gift. Certainly a day to remember for him.
Yes. But I'm a bit afraid.
Why?
Kasi naka-headset si Mark Kagiwa, baka trabaho ko yung ano.
Ganda nung pagka.
Maganda drawing, ha?
That's a second 15 foul by the Ginebra Santiago.
Do you still remember the first time you had like a face-to-face meeting with like a basketball player that you truly idolized?
You know, most of
Outside of your father, of course.
Ako kasi yung mga in-idol ko, nagpapapirma talaga ako ng autograph eh. Sa awa ng Diyos, ni isa doon, di ko alam kung saan nalagay.
Well, this Meralco team, they're pretty resilient. Ayaw mo paiwan talaga dito sa third quarter.
But you know, it's that 8-point barrier. Hindi talaga malagpasan ng Meralco.
Rebound Dawson. Maybe this is the opportunity for Meralco to inch even closer. Here's Hugnatan. Hugnatan attacks and Hugnatan will miss. LA being hounded by Ronjay Buenafe. Here's Macklin. It's import against import. Shot clock down to 7. They send it back to Kagiwa. Here's LA on the left side. LA on the move. And that would be last touch on Willie Wilson.
That's really a tough side for Vernon Macklin to work because he knows that his first dribble is generally going to be a right-handed dribble. If he's posting up on the left block, he cannot dribble right away. Ang una niyang dribble, kaliwa. Dahil papunta ka dapat sa gitna.
So one more opportunity for Meralco to trim down this 8-point deficit. 10 to shoot. Floater. Ronjay. No go. Rebound. Reynal. And he will take 2.
Ronjay's been off. Kanina, he missed the layup. Natutok. Now another shot right there in the paint. Think para sa Meralco. Reynal Hugnatan able to get that rebound.
Third personal against Mark Kagiwa,
who's been very quiet since that first quarter.
Now it's just a 7-point lead for Ginebra as Billy Mamaril returns and Willie Wilson will sit down.
Mark Kagiwa has scored 6, but the impact of the points that he's had here, it's not the same impact as the first 7 points he had in this game.
So a 6-point game for Ginebra. They led by as many as 21 points back in the second period. JJ Mamaril. Mamaril, nowhere to go, but there's a foul here. It's against Eric Dawson,
That's
I believe.
A huge foul dahil pang-apat na yan. Ni Dawson.
It's 4-13 foul for the Bulls.
Fast your fortunes can change. For a while you're thinking you're making a run dito sa kalabangan ng Ginebra, and the next thing you know, your prized import already gets his 4th personal foul.
But Billy Mamaril misses the first free throw.
Now it's going to be up to Ginebra. It looks like Meralco's going to stay with Dawson inside because they want to keep this run going. Now you have to feed Macklin and make Dawson have to play defense.
On the floor for the Bolts, Nathan, Ross Dawson, who has 4 fouls, Ronjay Buenafe, and Josh Van Landingham. 1 minute and 10 to go in the third. Here's Ronjay from the corner.
Nico, only his first basket, but what a time it has come at. Meralco really turning things around dito sa ating third quarter.
It's just a 4-point game. Macklin. Jump hook. Macklin earning that basket.
And Meralco trying to hide Dawson, nilagay siya kay Mamaril. And still, Ginebra doing the right thing. Go back to Vernon Macklin dahil hindi naman kalakihan si Hugnatan.
So it's back to a 6-point advantage for Ginebra. Time winding down in the third. Here's Ronjay. Pushing off, firing away, no go. Rebound, Mamaril. LA calls the play. They go back to Macklin against Hugnatan. Jump hook again. It's not really the prettiest of jump hooks, but it's a serviceable jump hook.
Yes, I think it's emphasis on jump.
Para walang parabola yung yung jump hook niya eh.
Jump lang. Jump straight eh.
fine. If it's out of hook, it's a jab. So the foul was against Reynel Hugnata. Second personal, Rob Labagala is back in the ball game. Okay, so it appears Ginebra will survive this third quarter with the lead, despite this really persistent rally by Meralco in the third quarter. Kahit yung free throw niya eh. Diretso. But it works. At least it worked at times. So 10 seconds remaining in the third. Ronjay Buenafe hit a big three earlier. He fakes. Throws up a bad shot. Here's JJ. JJ loses it. 1 second to go. It will stay with... No, it will go to Meralco. With 1.3 seconds remaining. Ross from half court. That ends the third quarter. Lamang pa rin ng Ginebra, 64-57, despite a big run by the Bolts. These are two teams that want to move up in the team standings, most especially Ginebra. And we'll be back with the fourth quarter. Lamang pa rin ng Ginebra, 60 in attendance tonight. Siyempre, dito rin yung fans ng Meralco Bolts. So far, story of the game, Ginebra completely controlled the opening quarter, controlled most part of the second period. And Meralco had a late run towards the end of the first half. But in the third quarter, you have to give Meralco high marks for, really competing with Ginebra.
You have to say about maybe the last 15 minutes have gone the way of Meralco. End of the second till most of that third quarter.
Pull up by Mark Tagiwa, and Mark now with 17 points.
And it is a battle right now. He and Ronjay Buenafe, they like their matchup with one another. Ronjay thinks he can take Mark. Mark thinks he can take Ronjay.
Almost a minute going by here in the payoff period. Here's Buenafe for three. Rebound, Macklin. 16 rebounds for Macklin tonight. Double team on Mark. Here's Mamaril. Way outside against Cliff Hodge. Willie, Sulumapit, turns around, off the glass. That's good.
Big bonus right there because you'd think that was a broken play already. That namatay yung bola, but Willie Mamaril felt that he had the mismatch and he took full advantage of it.
Here's Hodge. Landingham. Landingham getting extended minutes off the bench. He fires. Ooh, hit the side of the backboard. Here's Helper Brad. Foul is against Cliff Hodge. That would be number 4 on Hodge. So Hodge and Dawson parehong may 4 personal fouls.
And Miko, it's kind of strange. When you look at Cliff Hodge, he looks like he's tired. He's been tired for most of the game.
Lang talaga siya.
No, he's pulling on his shorts,
Yeah.
and then like that play, he gave up on it because he didn't want to sprint down anymore, and he gave up that foul.
Let's go to Erica.
Sabi ni Coach Ryan, the lead is still manageable, but they have to get back on their strengths, which is forcing turnovers, maximizing second chance points, and scoring on fast break. Balik sa inyo?
Thank you, Erica. Hey, remember what happened to Ross earlier? Seems like he's wala yun. Very much okay now.
I was just saying that maybe Cliff Hodge was tired, but they actually give him continuation on this shot right here. Kumbaga parang siya yung sprinter. Sprint tapos mababago.
Sprint ulit, yeah. Hindi siya pang marathon.
Marathon. Katulad ng ibang tao na katabi ko na nasa kaliwa ko na pangalan Miko Halili.
Look, that's my only advantage against you athletes, that I can run for 7 hours. Here's Kagiwa, now guarded by Sunday. These two players know each other so well. Taksak si Mark Kagiwa, and it's a warding off foul against Mark.
It's actually a good call. Cliff Hodge with good help out there.
I think there's blood on Mark's lips. Maybe wrong. Here's that move.
Yes, and I can take a look at it.
Official sound.
And there's the warding off foul on Mark. And Mark, yeah, meron nga. There was blood on the lips or inside the mouth of Mark. So he has to step out. And Chris Ellis will take his place on the floor. 68-62, just a 6-point game. We're in the payoff period. That's a traveling violation against Eric Dawson.
Bad spacing on the part of Meralco. Tatlo sila nagkumpul-kumpul doon. Really no place for Eric Dawson to go.
Nabagala, Mamaril, Helterbrand, Macklin, and Ellis. Here's Ellis. Shot clock down to 10. Ellis to Mamaril to Labagala. That's a shot.
Again, a guy that gets a lot of those shots, good looks from the corner. And Rob Labagala has made 2 of them today. Bad pass.
Oh, steal by Ross. Over to Hodge. Hodge is fouled. Second personal against JJ. And 2 free throws here for Clifford Hodge. The thing about Hodge and Ross is that they're relentless. Can be up by 10, down by 10. Back court, front court. Braces or no braces? Did you ever play with braces before?
Yes, sir. Not a fun thing. Not a fun thing.
Hard?
There was one practice that I actually jumped on a Pidoja Rencho fake. And natanggal niya yung dalawang braces ko dahil sumabit ako doon sa siko niya.
Here's Helterbrand. 7-point game para sa Ginebra as we near the 8-minute mark of the 4th quarter. Helterbrand. Shot clock down to 8. Here's Ellis. Over to Mamaril. Mamaril fires and misses. It's an air ball. And Macklin gets the putback. Where is Macklin?
Lots of points in key situations.
20 points and 16 rebounds for Vernon Macklin tonight. Meantime, here's Hodge. Missed it. Hodge saves it to Dawson. And Dawson is blocked by Mamaril, but there's a foul.
Hodge may be hurt. He went in hard. Hodge is fine. He's just coming up. Look at this play. Look how far Hodge is. And look what happens as he bangs into the chairs. I mean, that is...
Whoa.
Wow.
That's intense.
That is a chair shot.
Pero baliktad eh. Baliktad. Yung tao yung pinatuto sa upuan eh. Wow, wow. Hodge is... Wow, Hodge eats chairs for breakfast. That's one tough hombre.
Great was hurting Meralco. A couple of splits for them.
72-64. Ginebra still on top with 8 minutes to go in the ball game.
When you look at this game, it's like 2 teams are just doing enough. If Meralco doing enough not to get blown out, Ginebra doing enough to keep this lead.
What is Billy Mamaril? Billy, what are you doing?
I think Billy thought that tinag na siya. Nung nakita niya yung chair shot kanina, akala niya, after this, sabi niya,
look, that's a duty foul. And then Billy, you know, ang layo nung ilakad niya just to try and confront. We'll be right back. So you're back with us in this matchup between Ginebra and Meralco. Our Presto Cool Under Pressure play brought to you by Presto Coolant. Prevents overheating, works better than water alone. Now with cool new packaging. Certainly fall under pressure in that play. That's Vernon Macklin with a putback slam. Vernon Macklin with 20 points so far for Ginebra.
I can almost say in this game, there's no one local para sa Barangay Ginebra that has really exploded offensively. Yes, Mark's got his 17, but it's not a loud 17 because maybe you could attribute it to not a lot of offense really for both teams.
Here's Timberlake. Makes a move. Nice move by Timberlake. Just couldn't finish. Macklin against Dawson. Hodge helping out. Here's Ellis for three. Timberlake again over to Cardona. Panic pass. That's not even an emergency pass. That's a panic pass.
If you pass it to your opponent, there's actually a nice bounce pass to Macklin at least. Let's give it that.
And Billy Mamarel with a miss. It's LA. Shot clock for Ginebra. 13 to shoot. Kagiwa against Salvacion. Oh, wow, wild. That was a blind teardrop by Mark Kagiwa. It's been that kind of game.
Yes.
10-point lead for Ginebra. 6:21 remaining in the fourth quarter. So here's Dawson against Mamaril. And now Timberlake. Shot clock down to 2. Here's LA. No! I'm not even sure if there's any play here that will make it to the top 5 plays, but maybe that can make it. That's a lucky shot for Kagiwa. It's been that kind of game. 10-point lead para sa Ginebra. Ginebra hunting for their 4th win in this tournament. I mean, when you think about it, it's a crucial game for Ginebra because they're not exactly far off from the bottom 2 in the team standings.
Actually, pag matalo sila, they go back as part of that bottom 2. Mark Kagiwa doing all he can. He has 19, but he's actually the only player other than their import that is in double figures right now. Have to say that in this game, ang depensa ng Ginebra is the biggest weapon.
Kasi wala namang walang players sa Ginebra. No one's having an explosive night. Not Kagiwa, not Macklin. Problema for Cardona, hindi rin. As Hodge fires, and Sunday gets the rebound. Battle shot clock for Meralco. Cardona tries again. Still no goal. Rebound, Kagiwa. Mark bumped. That will go against Chris Ross. Third personal laban kay Ross.
Gotta think that Meralco's got to turn up their defense once again. You can feel this game already na parang nawawala na naman yung energy ng Meralco. Barangay Ginebra, they've been steady. Not really a great game for them, but just doing enough.
Power move by Hatfield, not enough power. So pagkakataon na naman para sa Meralco na makalapit with under 6 minutes remaining in the fourth period. Dawson, step back jumper is no good. Another rebound para kay Kagiwa. He has 5 rebounds tonight. Seems that, for both teams, they're doing just enough to keep the status quo. Kaya hindi maibaba ito lamang ng Ginebra eh. I think pinakamababa was 6 points earlier.
All the way to 6, and then Ginebra just finding just enough to push it back to 10, and now actually has a chance to push it back up to 12.
Well, it's been a struggle tonight. No doubt about it. Para kay Mark Cardona, Captain Hook, was hookless. Not even a word. Hookless in the last game of Meralco. Still hookless tonight. You know, and you can tell with his body language, he desperately wants to help his team. He wants to score points. You know, be the usual Mac Cardona na nakasanayan na natin panoorin.
Look at these numbers. The opportunity is there. You play 31 minutes. That's a lot of minutes to actually get your game going. But the thing is, it's not shot well. But even worse, when you don't shoot well and you give up the basketball, very hard for your coach to keep you on the floor.
You can really feel the frustration for Mac. Meantime, Mark Kagiwa on the line.
That's strange that we say it's not a big game for Kagiwa, but right now he's close to tallying 20 already.
Closing in on his tournament average. Unusual. 2 misses for Mark. Nevertheless, Ginebra still on top by 10. We have less than 5 minutes remaining dito sa fourth and final quarter. Sunday for 3.
And here comes Meralco again. With Ginebra losing an opportunity to push this game to 12. And ito naman Meralco. They're just knocking on the door. So far though, Ginebra hindi sila pinapapasok.
Hindi dapat natin banggitin. You know, Meralco's a team that can score come from behind wins. They've shown it in this tournament. As Mark misses a 3. Rebound for Dawson. Here's Ronjay. Ronjay, the Sunday for 3.
Could have been huge. The story so far para sa Meralco, close but not close enough.
4 minutes remaining in the fourth. That will be a foul against Sunday Salvacion.
Not sure if that's a good matchup para kay Sunday. Will struggle with the quickness of Kagiwa. I wonder why he gave up that foul. They are in the penalty.
Yeah. That is strange because dun sa last foul ni Sunday, pumasok na sila sa penalty. And you know, right after Sunday's foul, dun sa scorer's table, naka-signify na penalty ng Meralco.
It's been a strange day. What is it?
Strange day.
Date today.
Full moon ba sa labas? It's been a weird game. Because malino yun. After the foul by Sunday kanina, lumabas yung letter P sa scorer's table signifying the penalty na Meralco. And then, by design, Roger Buenafel fouled a Ginebra player. Weird. Game goes on.
Yeah.
Lamang ang Ginebra, 76-67. Under 4 minutes to go in the fourth. Bola na kay Dawson. Dawson turns around. See, it's a weird game. Pinabig na Macklin palabas yung bola. They could have gotten the ball. What is going on? There's Buenafel for 3. Look, a weird game can have a weird finish.
Yeah.
And a weird finish. Oh, Ryan Gregorio is on the floor. You know, he's still arguing the call earlier against Sunday.
No. Actually, what he's saying is, ang fina-foul nila, si Macklin. Bakit hindi tinatawagan ng foul si Macklin? He is fouling Macklin. That's
Oh, okay, so they're going for hakamak. Hakamak na sila.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. That makes sense.
And they're saying, why are you calling the fouls elsewhere? We are fouling Macklin.
Okay, so they're going for percentages now. And unfortunately, because of the technical foul, LA will take a technical free throw. But he will miss it. And I will leave that door open for the Meralco Bolts. I'm telling you, a weird finish will favor the Meralco Bolts. Chris Ross trash talking Vernon Macklin. Oh!
You gotta foul him again.
Yeah.
You gotta foul him again.
No, they won't. I think Ryan's saying, oh, let's just try and play honest defense here with 3.5 to go in the fourth. Here's Mark. Oh, the steal! There's the steal! And Ranjay is all alone, and Ranjay will score plus a foul!
You did say this is a weird game.
Fifth personal against Ellis.
What in the world was Ellis thinking? You see right here, bad pass on the part of Kagiwa because tumama yun sa tuhod ng import. And then Ellis, what is the point of that?
Oh, missed free throw by Jay Buenafit.
You know what the feeling is? It feels like none of the teams want to win this game or putting themselves in a position to win this game.
Look, it's a 5-point game. Ginebra clinging to this lead. 3 minutes remaining in what has been an absurd fourth quarter. Bolo na kay Macklin. Swipe by Dawson. Last touch on Dawson. And I will leave Ginebra with only 6 seconds to work with. So Rudy will start the play. Here's Macklin. Handoff LA. LA layup is good.
Chris Ross getting caught right there and LA doing the right thing, going straight hard to the basket.
So 7-point lead for Ginebra. 2:45 to go in the fourth. Good fake by Ronji. Good spin. Pasa. Reynel. Reynel will miss. Rebound Rudy Hatfield.
Mark's not even playing defense. It was actually a 5-on-4 situation. I wonder why Meralco did not go to Dawson. Dawson did not have anyone guarding him. If we can see that replay, it's been such a strange day. Looks like Kagiwa might be hurt. That's why he's moving out. If we can see that replay again, no idea why Meralco did not go to the post. It was a 5-on-4.
By the way, Mark is going straight to the dugout. So we'll check on Mark's condition.
You look at this. It is 4 players playing defense.
Because Mark was already hurt.
Yes, there's only 3 guys there. That's a total of 4 guys playing defense para sa Barangay Ginebra because Kagiwa may have hurt himself nung dumrive siya kanina.
Alright, the next is if you pass right here, you set a cross screen for E. So we get the ball right here. Alright, hey, we've been in this situation before. We can still bounce back. Alright, let's get the rebound. Let's go, rebound.
So the strange gets stranger. Mark Kagiwa is now inside the Ginebra locker room.
Laki bagay niyan, Miko.
We're not sure if babalik pa si Mark. This is a 7-point game. And Meralco, they will test the free throw shooting prowess of Vernon Macklin happily.
And one thing though, they did it earlier, they succeeded, problema hindi nila nakuha yung rebound. Now, you heard last things that were said in that timeout, get the rebound.
So 1 out of 2 for Macklin. And this is back to an 8-point lead for Ginebra as we approach the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. Buenafit. Nathan. Shot clock down to 9. Ron J for 3. Straight but short. Oh, Rudy threw it away. Sunday for 3. No! And that ball goes back to Rudy Hatfield, and this time he holds on to the ball.
Can't say that Ginebra's not giving Meralco chances in this game.
So talagang committed na yung Meralco dito that they will keep on sending Vernon Macklin to the free throw line.
Well, so far it's worked. We did mention in the last game, remember against Talk and Text, there will come a time that teams will go hack-a-mack. Right now, he's 4 out of 12.
Kulit ni Chris Ross, oh. He keeps on approaching Macklin, and LA telling Ross, can you go away? Well, now LA and Ross are getting into each other's faces.
Not bad. You know, when you're sent to that free throw line and you can make 1 of 2 every time, that's not bad.
And now Ross and Tenorio are barking at each other as the two teams go to their respective benches with exactly 2 minutes to go in the fourth. 81-72, lamang ang Ginebra. And next 3 games for Ginebra, Meralco, Air 21, and a rematch with the Meralco Bolts.
Alam mo, pag nakita na natin, we've done a number of games, Miko, and we've seen a lot of teams with a killer schedule to close out the conference. Ginebra, when you look at that, yes, you know, Meralco's okay. Air 21 is hot right now, but that's a manageable schedule for them.
Meantime, for Meralco, you have Global Port, you have Petron, and that rematch with Ginebra on April 7th.
Same thing can be said para sa Meralco. Petron, the only team that is really right up there compared to the standings.
Let's see what Meralco will do here with under 2 minutes to go, and they're down 81-72. Here's Dawson. Sunday, he's always dangerous from Rainbow Country. Oh, loose ball! Loose ball! It's with Hatfield! Hatfield on the move! And here's Macklin. Oh, it's rather Tenorio, and he missed it. Oh, 2 misses! 2 misses! It's a 3-on-1 break. Here's Rodjay to Dawson, and Dawson will score!
Now it's a 3-on-1, and Ginebra unable to consummate.
81-74. Ginebra on top by 7 points with 1 minute and 19 to go, and that's an offensive foul against J.J. Helterbrand.
Right now, Ginebra is just limping to the finish line.
With 1 and 18 remaining, Meralco, they'll have the ball. They're in the game. And Ryan Gregorio will map out possibly a scoring strategy here.
Okay, so inbound the ball right here, Chris. Other side. Let's wait for the screen, Paparay. Again, wait for the screen. I want to free this up. Sunday. I want to free this up. Ronjay. Paparay, all the way. Alright, all the way right there, somewhere here. E. All the way, Ron J, stay high. Sunday, all the way. Okay, as soon as E gets to this area, alright, he attacks really, really quick. Okay, quick too. But if somebody helps out, just be open for a 3-point shot. Alright, let's go guys, that's a time. That's it.
One thing that's important, Nico, get points really quick.
Oh, here's what happened with Mark. Yeah, was that hyperextended perhaps?
We gotta look at that left leg right there.
Okay, Erica has the update on Mark Agiwa.
They're suspecting that it's a strained left knee, pero hindi naman daw masakit according to Mark. They would have to check it after. They would go to the hospital to check if he will be able to play on their next game. Balik sa inyo?
So di na babalik si Mark?
Hindi na siya babalik for the game, for the rest of the game. Dahil nga naka-yellow na, nilagyan na ng ice dahil medyo namagana ang kanyang left knee.
Okay, so that is a suspected sprained left knee for Mark Agiwa. He is in the Ginebra locker room. He will not return for this game. Big news for Ginebra. Meantime, Dawson makes it a 5-point game with 1 minute and 14 remaining. So Meralco is right in this. LA. Remember, LA and Ross were barking at each other moments ago. Bola na kay Hatfield. Shot clock down to 12.
There's no way that you should give Vernon Macklin the ball right now unless he's going to the basket. Because Meralco's going to foul him. But you know what? For Vernon Macklin, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. If he can make 2 out of 2, it'll be huge.
Rene Lugnatan fouls out after scoring 6 points off the bench.
tinitira niya, minsan hindi man tumatawid dun sa plane nung nalalagpas dun sa ring. Just needs a little bit more lift. Something lobo.
See his numbers from the line, 5 out of 14. Think about it, it's a sound strategy for Meralco, and they're down by just 5, and they have the ball back. Ross, Dawson, Sunday, Hodge, and Buenafit. Here's Ronjay. Ronjay for 3. Ooh, air ball.
Not a good shot. Not a good shot para dito sa Meralco.
Why is it not a good shot?
Because it was a contested 3 on the move.
It's a tough 3-point shot. For Ginebra, Tenorio, Hatfield, Ellis, Helper Brand, and Macklin. So you wonder if Ginebra will even pass that ball to Macklin. LA to Ellis, and Ellis will scoot in for 2.
Just enough so far para sa Barangay Ginebra to keep alive their hopes for a 3-game win streak.
Seven-point lead para sa Ginebra with 33.8 seconds remaining in the payoff period. But the fans are, eager to see Ginebra sustain their march from the bottom moving up.
Look at all the games. It's dumating to Vernon Macklin. This probably is the most testy of them all because this was not a pretty game for Ginebra, but you gotta think that there was just enough defense to control Meralco, limiting them to 76 up to this point.
I love you guys. I love the Ginebra fans. This is what you get to see when you come to Araneta, especially with the Ginebra games. They're not gonna leave until siguro pagalis ko rito. I can't think enough the fans.
Okay, magsusurvive na naman yung mama na. Wherever you are, we're happy for you. Okay, what will Meralco do here? They are down by 7 points. Here's Dawson. Dawson is fouled. Both teams are in the penalty, so that will send Dawson to the line. It seems like the ideal situation for Meralco. You get the score, the time won't move.
And on the flip side, when Ginebra gets the basketball, you're Meralco, the 3 people that you gotta make sure, the 2 people that you gotta make sure doesn't touch the basketball, Tenorio and Helterbrand. Next on the list would probably be Ellis. With Rudy and Macklin, you probably have a chance if you allow those guys to get the ball.
Offensive foul on Rudy. What a body on Cliff Hodge.
What a weird game.
And again, opportunity here for the Meralco Bolts. And that's a 6th and last foul of Rudy Hatfield. Bear in mind, Mark Agiwa can no longer return to this game.
Well, I remember when we would play, and I was still playing, and we would see a game like this, or you'd be part of it. The one thing that you're saying to yourself is, the other team doesn't really want to win, or they're not committed to it, because they keep on doing the wrong thing.
So si Willie Wilson ang papalit sa pwesto ni Rudy Hatfield on the floor. Let's see what Meralco does here. They're down by just 5 points. Ross for 3. Way off, but hits the glass at the right spot. And it's a 2-point game. I mean, that is weird.
Nico, I was sitting right here. Derecho sa linya ni Chris Ross. And it was way off. And what happened was it hit the glass. You didn't see no one guarding the guy that inbounded the basketball. This ball way off. It is going wide left. Hits the backboard. You can see LA. Bagsak na lang yung balikat ni LA because
No 3-point chance.
sinasabi, swerte.
Hold the ball para they'll foul you. Arnold, you inbound. Okay? You inbound, ha? You inbound. Okay? LA, dito ka. Okay, stay here. Set the pick. LA, pass. Foul lang, coach yan, ha? Foul lang yan. Okay, again. Ready has the pick.
watch out for the trap. Watch out for the trap,
Well, we're going to have a wild wind-up after all. Ginebra was up by as many as 21 points earlier in the game, but somehow, some way, Meralco battled back to cut that lead down to 2. And a crucial possession here for Ginebra. Willie Wilson needs help. Here's LA. LA double team, and he asks for a timeout. That is the last timeout of Ginebra. Oh wait, one more. That's a last 1 out of 2 timeouts for Ginebra.
That was very close para sa Barangay Ginebra because Willie Wilson got trapped in the side. Very lucky to be able to cut through that double team.
Okay, listen. Diagonal screen tayo para kita yung pasas. Okay, listen. Stay here. Okay? You go. Jay, you stay. Willie, you go. LA, dito ka. Okay?
Of paramount importance is to get the ball inbounds to the right person.
And right now they're gonna have Macklin inbound the basketball.
There's a trap. There's a trap. And Gregorio, hinayang siya because it was a perfect trap on LA. He was trapped along that half-court line and sideline. You know what Meralco's contesting? The shot block. Here's that trap.
And again, getting caught, there's 2 places that the defense wants to send you to. One is the sideline and the other is that half-court line because ginagawa nilang pangatlong o ginagawa nilang teammate yan para may kanto ka. Twice nangyari sa Ginebra when they inbound the basketball, they inbounded right near that line. What you want to be able to do is get that ball somewhere in the middle, near the foul line extended or about that 3-point area, so hindi ka pwedeng matrap. They have to send more than 2 guys to be able to trap you.
Now, as a result of that trap, naubusan na tuloy ng timeout ng Ginebra. So now, no timeouts remaining for both teams. Both teams are in the penalty. It's a 2-point game para sa Ginebra. 13 seconds remaining in the ball game. Here's Ellis. Good pass by Ellis. And no choice for Roger Buenafe but to give up the foul because there are 9 seconds remaining in the game.
See where Ellis was able to get the basketball nowhere near the sidelines and the baselines. Still gotta make free throws here if you're LA. At least 1. Nico, no timeout. No timeouts para sa Meralco, and I've always been a fan. If LA makes this and makes it a 3-point lead, foul the offensive team because too many things have to go right for you to make up 3 points.
So it's a 3-point game, no timeouts remaining. 8 seconds to go. Meralco needs a 3. Ross for 3. No go! And Ginebra will survive.
Able to survive, but you know what? That was a good look para sa Meralco. And again, it seems ang nangyari talaga dito, Ginebra just limping across the finish line just enough to be able to get their 3rd victory.
Well, bottom line, you cross the finish line.
Yan ang
I mean, that's
importante.
the most important thing for Ginebra. A gutsy effort for the Bolts nonetheless. But in the end, Ginebra clinging to this 3-point victory, 84-81. Not the prettiest of games. probably won't end up in the greatest games library, but a victory nonetheless. And our best player, VMAC, Vernon Macklin.
Yeah, Vernon, strange game today. It seemed no team really could get their offense going. What happened out there?
It was pretty tough. Those guys played tough defense today, and we did also. I don't think it was the offense. It was just both of us played hard. We scrapped for loose balls, and we tried to stop guys from scoring, so it was a tough game for both of us.
Vernon, we have to ask you, I mean, how do you feel that Meralco was trying to do like a hack-a-mac, trying to send you to the free throw line? Does that bother you one bit?
I mean, it's basketball. If we was the other team and they had a guy on their team that couldn't really shoot free throws that good, we'll do the same thing. So there's a respect to the game. I'm just glad we came down the stretch and made big shots and won the game.
I'm being asked by our producers, Vernon, to ask if Siopao is helping you with your slam dunks. The Siopao that you ate in the studio, does that help your game?
Oh, yeah, you can say that.
Vernon, why did you greet the thousands of Ginebra fans watching tonight?
Thanks everybody for watching the game, and also all my Twitter followers that keep hitting me up and congratulating us. So thanks everybody.
Well, congratulations, Vernon Macklin, 23 points, 22 rebounds, and helping Ginebra win 84-81. For Erica Padilla, Jason Webb, I'm Miko Alili saying good night from the Big Dome. Stand by, Active Center with Richard De Rosario and Captain Marvel Kenneth Durantes next.